No questions? Okay, so let me share my screen. I hope everyone can see my screen. See, guys, in the last session, we discussed hard link and soft link and how we change the time zone, okay? Time zone of the system, right? So, if any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll continue with the grep command. Today, I'm gonna discuss grep command, okay? Any questions? No? Okay, cool. So in the grep command, actually, grep actually like global regular expression that we call it as a global regular expression. Okay, so which means like we can get the matched lines or not matched lines or whatever. It deals with the data inside a file. Okay, it deals with the data actually that is there in the file actually. Okay. So, for example, you want to find with some words or some string, what are all the what are all the lines containing this word, right? If you want to fetch it, for example, then we go for grep command. Okay. So I'll show you the complete options in the grep command how we do it. Okay. Then later you'll get to know. Once we're done with this, you'll get to know. Okay. So now I'll just I have a file here with me, cat space data. I have file with me. This is the data I have. Okay, so I'll create some more files here. Cat double greater than data one. I'm creating one more file. For example, I copy this data. Okay, paste it here. Control D and cat double greater than data two. For example, I'm creating one more file with this data. Okay, control D, something like this. Okay, we have some files, we have many files here, right? I don't know which actually I wanted to find data is the actually actual thing, right? Actual word, right? So I wanted to find that actually. Okay, grep, we can keep whatever the word that you wanted to find. So for example, data I wanted to find. Okay, what is the file name here? The data itself is a file name, right? So I'm actually taking this data as a word in this file. Okay, you can see that data is present here, data is present here, and here too, here too, here too, here too, right? So this is how you can see, you can get all the matched lines of this word. Okay, for example, I wanted to find the word file. Okay, file. Okay, just file. So the file is the word in which file? Data file. You can see file is there here, file is there here too, right? So this is how you can get the match lines. Okay, for example, if you don't want to get the match lines, okay, you can use hyphen v in the sense inward selection. It means what are all the lines which doesn't have this word, we get it actually, which means not match lines, we get the not match lines. If you see file is not there at all, file word is not there at all, right? So for example, if you take data as a word here, data, only this line doesn't have any data word, right? So not match lines, match lines, you can get it. Now if you see here cat space data, this is also data, right? Data is the word here, right? But why we are unable to get it actually, right? So why means this is in caps. Okay, so it is a case sensitive. Okay, so how we can fetch means grep hyphen I data, hyphen I in the sense ignore case, grep option I, ignore case. Okay, which means like it will ignore, either it could be uppercase or lowercase, anything, it will ignore that. It will just try to find this data, that's it. And then the file name, what is the file name, ma? Data. You can see now we are able to get this. If you don't give option I here, ignore case, the last line will not be there, right? So you can see here the data, this one is matched but not this one. right? So that is how you can actually get it using option I mean ignore case. Okay, so how many lines are there with this? How many lines are there? I mean count of matched lines. Count of matched lines, not words. Count of matched lines. Okay, six lines. These are the six lines, right? So it is counted and then it is giving us six. Option C for count. Okay, ma. So for example, I will add one some more data here for this data file. Okay, data is here. Control D. Okay, I saved it. Now if you see data is, right, data is one word actually there, right? So if I'm trying to find it here, okay, 7 it is coming. If you don't give option C here, you are able to get data is also. Data is wrong, right? Because data is a kind of a word I took, but data it is matching. The whole word I wanted to match here, the whole word. Okay, if that is the thing, then what we can do is -w. -w means whole word. Okay, so whole word, only the specific word match, it will actually match it actually. Okay, you can see data is not matching, right? So there is option W only to match the specific word whatever you kept, including spaces and everything. Okay, the word match actually. Okay, so there is option W. Okay, so now grep hyphen v, not matched lines, hyphen I ignore case, hyphen W only matched words, right? Matched words if you want to do, I mean if you want to get. Option C, count of matched lines. Count of matched lines. Okay, now there are few more options. Let's say I'll take some data from Google. Okay, for example, there is a log file. Okay, so for example, Java timeout exception. Timeout exception is there. For example, okay. So let's take timeout exception. Let's go back. Error, error status. Okay, I'll take this. I'll take this timeout error. Okay, I'll copy this. Okay, so I create a file here, cat double greater than slash var slash log. Okay, something like java.log. I'm keeping simply java.log. I'm pasting it here. Enter. Pasting it again. Pasting it again. I'm pasting multiple times here. Okay. Okay, instead of timeout exception, uh, out of memory java he space. Okay, out of memory error, there is one more error. Let's say, let's take this actors I'm taking. Okay, I'll take this. Okay, control C. Let's paste it here in the same file. Okay, control D. Okay, I created a file, cat space slash var, where the file is created, slash var slash log java.log. This is the file, right? We have many lines and many errors. Now I wanted to find only the timeout errors. For example, only timeout errors. How we can find a grep, and then we can give timeout, time space out, and then the file name is slash var slash log java.log, right? Give enter. It is not there. Timed out or timeout, right? You can see there are 5 lines. Now for every timeout, right? For every timeout, after for every match, I want 3 lines or I want 4 lines. After every match, I want some lines. For example, Java heap space I want. For example, okay, let's take Java heap space. Okay, so I'll just search for this. Okay, slash var slash log slash java.log. Enter. You can see java.log everywhere we are getting it. But after every match I want two lines, or I want three lines or five lines to see like what is going on. Okay, in that case what we can do is hyphen capital A, three lines I want, for example, just give enter. So for every match it will fetch three lines. After every match it will fetch three lines. Okay, this got matched in the file, and then it will fetch three lines. This got matched, and then you will get three lines, something like that. Okay, you can clearly see, okay, this is also same, this is same, this is same. These three lines everywhere, the three lines are same, it means the same issue is happening, not multiple issues, it's the same issue, kind of like something like that. We can figure it out, okay, whatever. Okay, if you want to actually check the log file to see what is going on, this how the people will do actually. So option capital A3, it means three lines after every match of this word or sentence or string, whatever, and then the file name. Okay, so before three lines, for example, for this match, before I want three lines, not after three line. I mean every match, not after three lines actually. For every match I want to get the three lines or four lines before the every match. Okay, so simple thing here, we used option capital A, right? We can use option capital B. Capital B in the sense, for every match it will fetch the three lines below, above actually, before I mean whatever the lines are there for this matching, so it will fetch those lines actually, right? So we are able to see everywhere. So that is how you can use this option A and option B for every match. If you want to get some lines before or after, then we can use option capital A for after, and then option capital B for before. Okay, so that is the thing. Next, see guys, I wanted to search. I wanted to search what wherever the data word is there. Data word is there. What are all the files that we have? Okay, star. Star mean like in the current directory where I am right now. Where I am right now in the slash root. Inside slash root, what are all the files are there? Not directories, only files. What are all the files containing the word data I wanted to get? Dep data star. It means star mean I'm not keeping any file name, zero or many characters, right? So star mean all files in the current directory, not subdirectories, in the current directory, right? So just give enter. You can see what are all the files have the data. So data a file has the data, and then data one also have this, right? And then you can also see data two also have this data, and then even this file 6 also there. These are all the directories. These all will not match actually, right? So even if you want to, I mean you can see, right, the actual file name, and then the matching line actually. Okay, so for example, if you want to give the numbering, okay, you can use option N, numbering the line. For example, this line we matched in the file 6, but on in which line the this line got matched actually, the first line of this file or second line of this file or fifth line or 10th line, we don't know. So if you give option N here, it will also pick up the line number for every file. See, you can see here. So for in the data file, in the line number 1, this line got matched. For example, in the data 1 file, 75th line, 76th and 94, 51, including the line numbers, we get the data. We get the data. Got it? So, for example, if you give C means what? Count, right? So it will just count all the things actually. Okay. For example, in the data file, seven times, seven lines got matched. In data one, 21 lines got matched. In data 100, one line got matched. In data two, 38 lines got matched. Desktop is a directory. Directory will not check. Okay. For now, directory will not check. I'll tell you like subdirectories how we'll check. Okay. So if you don't want all this, okay, just I want the file names. I want just the file names. What you can do is you can just give L. L means file names. It will just list out the file names. So where the data is matched, data word is matched in the files. So data 1, data 100, data 2, all these are directories, and it is like file 6 kernel and kernel version link.txt. These files got matched. For example, I wanted to go in number of directories. Okay, so a number of directories, if I want to go, it means recursive, right? So recursive, how we can do means R. R means recursive. It will go to desktop. I mean, desktop is a directory. It will go to inside that and see what are all the files containing this word. It will go to directory one and see what are all the files inside that actually. And directory 10, and it will go what are all the files are directories and subdirectories. It will go to n number of depths. So in the desktop there will be 10 directories, inside the directories again 10 directories. We don't know how much depth of directories that we have and the files we have. Everything it will search actually if you give option R. Okay, it will only fetch these things. Okay, for example, I'll just copy the data. Okay, so data 1, I'm copying it to for example desktop, for example. Okay, so let's search it now. I copied, right? See, it is able to find in the desktop data 1 file has the word data, and desktop data 1 file has the word data. So we are able to fetch all the file names which are having like this data word, whatever the word. Okay, so if you want to count in each file, if you want to count c means counting, right? So I'll just remove L because listing the files actually optional. So I'm giving option RC recursively, and how many lines got matched. So you can see here every file. Okay, this file is 0, this file is 0, data is a file 7 times, 20, 29 times, 1 time, 38 times, something like that. It will fetch all the files, and then the count of the words matched. Okay, something like that. If you want data itself, you can just remove C, and it will fetch the data only, right? Everywhere it will fetch the data. See, from starting onwards, data file, data 1 file, right? You can see all data in this file got matched. Even if you want to get the line numbers, what you do, ma? In the line numbers, if you want, so optional recursive, n means numbering, nr or rn, anything is fine, right? So that is how you can get it. Okay, the file name recursive, including the line number, and matched line. So that is how you can get it. N number of files, right? So n number of any, I mean, in normal use case, if you wanted to see, if you want to open each file and then see whether it is the word is there or not and all, it will take lot of time. With this simple command, you can fetch what are all the files containing the specific word. Recursively it will go to n number of directories, right? And then it will fetch the data. Even we can search even in the slash actually. For example, let's go to slash. Okay, cd slash, give ls. In this, what are all the files containing this data I want actually, right? Grep rn data. See, it will fetch lot of files, right? It is still searching. These are all the files have this data. It is going, right? So maybe a lot of files having the data word actually, right? It is going to opt, it is going to proc, it is going to somewhere and all. See how many files it went through actually, right? So you can see this file, some python file here. Here is the data it got matched. This is not actual word, right? This is completely one word because underscore is there. If you do not want to match this, what you can do, option W you can do. You know option W already. Let's go option W. Okay, RNW. It means only word match, that is data. Just give enter, right? It will match only data, right? Without any spaces, without any underscore, right? It will actually fetch it. It is searching lot of files, right? See, even this is also got matched. This also got matched, right? So this is how we can fetch the data using grep command. You understood, right? Completely. So this is how we can fetch it using option I. W means word, C means count, and N means numbering the lines. L means list of the files, list out the files actually. Option capital or recursive or smaller. You can use either option capital or smaller. Anything is fine. Capital A, if you want to get the number of lines after every match, if you want to get the number of lines before matching the word. Okay, so these are the things. I'll show you one more stuff here. So let's go to root directory. So here, grep. Okay, I wanted to find, for example, cat space data. This is the data. I wanted to find the matching line. Okay, matching line starting with starting with means you need to give cap. Ending with means dollar. Starting with means cap. Ending with means dollar. So starting with T and ending with dot. Okay, the first line I'm picking actually. So starting with T and ending with dot. Right. So if you give this way, let's see what will happen. Oh, it is not coming actually. So dot is something different. So I'll take capital I, A, enter. Mm, no, it is not matching. I'll check later. So I'll let you know that the advanced stuff, but these are very basic stuff that you should know actually. Okay, these are everything like day to day we use it actually in the real time. Okay, and searching for multiple words. Okay, how to search multiple words actually. Okay, so for example, cat space data is here. Grep hyphen w. I wanted to find the word data slash pipeline. I wanted to find the data word slash pipeline, right? I wanted to find the data. So, for example, except data, I'll keep is as a word. Okay, that is fine. So I'll keep it as a line. Okay, just give file name here, or else just give star here. Okay, see it is able to fetch. Give option R also recursively it will do, right? uh, you can also check for the line numbers, yeah, numbering the lines, right? You can see, you can see, right? So in first line is found, and is found, word also found, and the line is found here, and is found here, something like that. It will try to fetch everywhere actually. So it will match this word and then this word and then this word, something like that. You can actually fetch the number of files or anything with an I mean including multiple words. If this is there, if these two are not there also, this will fetch the that line and then the file name, right? So that is how we can fetch the data, multiple words data using grep command. Just giving slash pipeline, slash pipeline, slash pipeline, giving multiple words. Okay, so that is the actual stuff here. I'll tell you now some real-time use cases of grep command. Okay, so here ll I'm giving, you can see multiple files on there and all, right? So for example, I wanted to find only the starting with the file star. File star means what, ma? File star zero or many characters, right? So file star. So these are all the lines got matched. What will happen, ma? LL means long list, and I'm keeping pipeline, which means whatever the output for this command will be passed as an input to this command, right? That will, that is what happens, right? So this output will be passed as an input to this command. So here the file is matched. The file is matched, right? All the data for the LL command, the above data, everything passed as a file to this command, right? And then it is able to fetch this output. Okay, you can see. Okay, these are all the files. Okay, something like that, right? So this is how you can get it. Okay. For example, LL pipeline grep. Okay. starting with D. Okay, give enter. Starting with D. That is what I was trying to show. Starting with D means cap D. Cap D means starting with D. Starting with D. Okay. So starting with D means all the directories you are able to get. Even ls hyphen ld also will give. Okay, but this is not the correct way. This is how you can fetch it basically. Okay, grep cap d. Okay, grep cap d, it means starting with d. The line should start with the d. The line should start with hyphen means what? You can give hyphen. Hyphen means everything is a file here, all the files will get it. The starting with d means all the directories you can get it. Okay, for example, ending with something like ending with p, for example, ending with p. Okay, or ending with yes, for example. Okay, how you can do? Ending with yes. Okay, ending with yes dollar. Yes dollar means ending with dollar. Sorry, ending with yes. Ending with yes, we're able to fetch. Okay, starting means cap, dollar means ending. Okay, so this is how you can keep it actually cap and then dollar. Star you already know, and question mark you already know. Star means there are many characters, question mark means single character. Just keep it in mind. Okay, so these things you need to keep it in mind. So here, question mark in the sense single character, star in the sense zero are many characters. Okay, and what is the cap? Starting with dollar, ending with. These four things you should know. There are many other stuff actually. You can give the ranges actually in the in the square basis, capital A to capital Z, any character, or small a to small z, any character, 0 to 9 numbers, anything could be there. Something like that you can give ranges also. Okay, but those are all in depth of filtering the data. Okay, so this is how you can fetch it. Now I'll show you one more command, one more filtering command, that is AWK, awk. We call it as awk. Okay. Using AWK, we can filter the data. We can fetch the data in the form of columns if you want to fetch. Okay. I'll show you simple example. Cat greater than data. For example, I'll take student data. Okay. Student data.txt. Okay, so student number 1, student name for example sai, and then student marks for example 100, 2 abc, 110. Okay, no, one subject kind of. Okay, so 3 comma, I'll give xyg, and then I'll keep the value here. 4 comma, I'll keep pqr, and then I'll keep 50 here. Okay, and then something like this, I have data. I have student details as something like this, for example. Okay, or if you take employee details, or if you take any delimited data. Now we need to actually fetch only the name of the students I wanted to get. Okay, awk option capital F, field separator in a single tick mark. What is the field separator ma? Comma, right? What is the field separator? You can give even double quotes also, that is fine. Comma. So comma is a field separator here. Comma is a field separator. So I want to. This is actually $1 first field, $2 second field, $3 third field. Okay. So you can give flower brace open and close in a single tick mark. Okay. I'm printing it. Print $1 or $2. $2 will be the name, right? So and then the file name. What is the file name here? Student details, right? Enter. Okay. You are able to fetch the student names here. Got it? So if you want to get the marks or anything, so for example $3, it would be marks. If you give $1, $0, okay, $0 means entire line it will pick it. Okay, something like this you can filter the data. Okay, so now for example cat slash etc password is the file. Okay, you have all the student, all the employee details here, or all the user details in the Linux system, right? You can see Sai, you can see Prasad, you can see user, you can see Nitish, Krishna, Narsim, all the users as a first field here. In the user management topic we'll discuss more. So these are the user details, right? So if you want to fetch all the user details, what to do, right? First to field, right? Here field separator would be what ma colon, 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 colon is a field separator. So awk option capital F, colon is a field separator, and I wanted to print what is the line, what is the like field, print $1 is the first field, and what is the file name, slash etc password. The slash etc password, take a colon as a field separator and fetch the first field, enter, you'll get all the usernames. Okay, so this is how you can get the all the username. What are all the shells available, that is $7, seventh field, you can get all the shells. If you want to get I mean the first field and then the second field, or something like that. Okay, first field and then the seventh field, for example $1 comma $7, can you see $1 and then $7. Sai has this shell, right? Slash bin slash bash shell. Narsima has this shell, right? So something like that, you can fetch the name of user and then the shell. Okay, so now I'll tell you combination. You know some basic stuff of AWK command, right? Some basic stuff. Okay. Now let's say if config is a command to get the details of okay, of this Ethernet card or the IP address. Okay. Now I want to in this command, this is the entire output, right? I want to fetch only this, only the employee. I mean the host name I want. Just I want to get the IP address. Sorry, IP address. Okay. So how to get it? So we need to filter, right? So here also we have an IP address. Here also the loopback address we have, and here also we have IP address. But I want only for ENS 33, right? So let's actually filter pipeline grep ENS 33. ENS 33 is the Ethernet card. Okay, first line we are getting. But I want what ma INET, right? INET address, right? So INET address I want. So what I'll do is uh, multiple words, right? Um, I want to fetch the INET address of this one, right? So what I'll do, option capital A 1. After this match, I want one line. So we are able to get the, after this match, I want to get the one line. We are able to get the IP address or no? We are able to get the IP address. Now we need to get the INET details only, right? INET matching. Here INET is not there. Here INET is there, right? So again, what I'll do, I'll just filter it again. Grep INET. I'll do INET. Enter. So we're able to fetch this, right? Now this IP address I want, right? So if you want this IP address, what you can do? You can actually use AWK command. AWK field separator, actually either it could be space or tab, anything. By default, we no need to give field separator. We no need to give actually, because here is a space. Space it will take as a default field separator. So if you take a space as a field separator, tab as a field separator here, this is the first field, this is the second field, and this is the third field, fourth field, something like that, right? So here in the single tick mark, flop brace open and close, print dollar two. Print $2. I'm just printing $2. Field separator by default it will take space. I'm not giving option F here. Simple. I'm getting the IP address. Got it? So this is how we can get the IP address, anything like this. Just I'm showing as an example. This is how you can get the IP address. For example, I want Google IP address. NS lookup google.com. This is the IP address actually. Even if you copy and then paste it in the browser, I mean paste it in the browser, you will get the Google only. It will redirect to Google because this is actual. I mean this is the IP address for the Google currently. Okay. So how to get to this IP address actually? How to get this IP address? Okay. So how to get this IP address mean? So let's take the address. Here also we have address. Here also we have address. Let's take that and let's look up google.com pipeline grep address colon. Okay, enter. This is the address came, right? Now if you see address, right, this is also one thing and this is also one thing and this is also one thing. I want to get only this one, right? This IP address. Correct? How how to get only this IP address? Sorry, this IP address actually, right? So there shouldn't be any. I mean, let's take the second one. Okay, second field only. Let's print the second field. Okay. So how to print the second field, ma? AWK, the single tick mark, flop as open and close, print a dollar two. Here space is already there. Tab is there or space is there. It will take anything, right? So it could be a separator and it will take the value of this. These values it will come. Okay. Now in this hash is there. In this colon is there. Here only dot is there, right? So I want to get this IP address, right? So hash shouldn't be there, colon shouldn't be there. Correct? So it means what? Invert selection. This is what we do. Grep option V. We shouldn't have hash hash pipeline. We shouldn't have colon. Simple. Colon hash. It means what? Colon hash means what? Hash colon. These two matching I don't want. That is what invert selection option V, right? So just giving enter. So what it does is it will just remove this. It will also remove this because colon is there, because we are doing invert selection. It will pick only this IP address, that is this IP address. So if you run entire this command, we should be able to get the IP address of Google. Okay, something like this. For example, I'll show you one more example. Hostname CTL status is the hostname CTL status output. So I want to get this kernel version, this is the one. Or I want to get the architecture, this is the one. Or I want to get the virtualization where it is actually in the VMware or somewhere. Or I want to get the mission ID, anything. Okay. So for example, let's get this. Okay. Sorry. So let's get this kernel version, or let's get only the version. Okay, only the version 7.9 I wanted to get, only 7.9. Or I want to get something. Okay, let's take this as an example. Kernel version I wanted to get from this output. What you do, ma? Grep, you need to get the kernel here, kernel matching, kernel. Okay, enter. You are able to fetch only single line. What is the field separator here? If you take space, space is here also there, here also there. This is the third field, right? So just print the third field. Print, sorry, AWK, single tick mark, progress open and close, print dollar three. That's it. Only you'll get the kernel version. For example, you want to fetch only the 7.9. Okay, only 7.9. Okay. First you need to get the operating system, right? So stem serial status, grep, operating system, enter. You're able to get the operating system. If we take space as a field separator, first field, second field, third field, fourth field, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. Eighth field I need to print, right? So pipeline AWK single tick mark club base open and close, print dollar eight, enter. You are able to get only the version. Okay, this is how you can fetch the data. This is how you can filter the data. You have big data, you can filter the data. Got it? Any questions anyone in this? Any doubts? No. Okay, so any more examples you want on this, like grep command, awk command, filtering things using pipeline? You already know. So for the using, I mean, this command output will be passed as an input to this command. That is the reason I'm not giving any file name here. Again, this command, whatever the output till we got, it will be passed as an input to this command. Something like that. We should be able to filter. You can keep n number of this pipeline and filter the data. Okay, so it is actually useful when you are writing any shell script actually. Okay, and you are writing shell script, it's very useful. For example, I'll show you one more thing, free command. Okay, I want to get what is the user memory, what is the memory usage or user memory I wanted to get. This is the user memory, right? So how to get it then? So free pipeline grep, right? Free pipeline grep. Here we need to give memory, right? Mem colon enter. You are able to get the memory. This is the user memory, right? The third field, right? So if you take space or tab, right? This is also one field. This is one field, kind of, right? So this is a separator. So mem is the one word, one word, one word. It means first, second, third, right? This means third one, third field, right? So just print third field, simple. AWK, single tick mark, open, close, flower base, open and close, print dollar three. That's it. There is no field separator. I'm not taking any comma and any symbol. I don't have any symbol here, right? If you take colon, okay, colon as a field separator, this will be mem will be one field, and this all data will be one field. We don't want that, right? That's the reason I'm just taking tab as a separator. By default, tab or space will be a field separator. Okay, so this is how I can get it. For example, I wanted to get the load average of this system. Okay, uptime, if you do, you can see load average here. You can see load average. What is the current load average I want? What is just the current load average I want? Just the current load average. Okay, see guys, here if you take space as a separator, and this will come as a one field, right? So what I can do is, let's take comma as a separator, and this will be a one field, this will be second field, and this will be third field, right? So uptime, pipeline, awk, option capital F. We can keep comma as a field separator, for base open and close in the single tick mark, right? Print what is the field number? 3. We can get load average. This is the load average, 0.02 or whatever, right? 0.02, which is there, 0.02 currently. If you want to get only this value, for example, if you want to get only this value, how can we get it, ma? So enter. If you want to get only this value, what to do? Load average would be one field, and this is one field. So space is a separator here. Okay, so we can do pipeline awk, again print, again print dollar two, second field. Oh, sorry, a space, right? Dollar three. Dollar three would be the one, because load would be one field, second field, and then the third field, right? Dollar three. You can get only the load average. Okay, something like this. You can filter. You can filter the data using grep command, using awk command. Okay. Any questions, anyone? That is what I wanted to cover for today. Tomorrow we'll discuss the find command. It's very important. So we'll discuss find command tomorrow. Okay. Any questions, guys? Okay. So if no questions, we can